Hey everybody, and welcome to part 4 of Eating Good in the Woods, Traveling to Scotland Affordably. This episode is on something I'm sure is making most people a little bit nervous, driving in Scotland. I'm here to tell you it's not that difficult, and if you follow a couple of easy rules, you'll get along just fine. Stick around, I'm going to show you how. Alright, so I want to start this out with a little bit of a funny story. Well, Mrs. Eating Good in the Woods didn't find it all that funny. We started going to Scotland in about 2001. Maybe 2002, I can't remember. But anyhow, we went, and at that time I was almost 20 years in the bread industry. I have driven for a living. She was very nervous about driving. Well, she was nervous about me driving, which is fine, but I kept trying to reassure her, honey, look, I drive for a living. This is going to be just fine. I've been to Europe. I drive for a living. Everything's going to be just fine. Finally got her calmed down. We got in the car, went to go out of the airport. Was the first thing I did. Pulled right into the right-hand lane. I didn't exactly reassure her with anything on that. But once I got my wits about me and got on the road, that's when I started to realize a lot of things in the UK as far as driving goes, the rules are pretty much similar to what we have going on here, only in a mirror effect, in a mirror image. So in other words, you're driving on the left-hand side of the road, you're sitting in the right-hand side of the car. Complete mirror image from what we got going on here. Your stick shift is going to be on your left in the console. Window crank or the window button is going to be on the right, that sort of thing. The controls on the steering wheel and such are going to be about the same place. I was taught as a kid to line up the line in the road with the center of the hood, and that way you know you're driving true down the road. It's the same way, only this way you're looking to the left of the hood instead of to the right of the hood. All the stuff still applies. And when you get into the smaller towns and smaller villages, it really is. Here's a picture of the speed limit sign. Here's a picture of crossings and stuff of that nature. It's all very similar. If you just look at it and think, this is pretty much just like that. It's not until you start to get on the motorways that things start to differ a little bit. And even then, if you just use common sense and be situationally aware of your surroundings, you're going to be this. First things about the M, what they call them, motorways. They're much like our highways in that they're 2, 3, 4 lanes, what have you. And in America, we drive in the right-hand lane, we pass in the other lanes, whether there's 1 or 2 lanes, whatever. The lorries have to stay on the extreme left. Lorries is what they call trucks here. Tractor trailers. In the cities, they have what they call traffic lights. We call them stoplights. It's the same thing. Red, yellow, green. The only difference is, and they're starting to do it here in America too, is when you're sitting at a red light, first of all, you can't make a left on red like you would make a right on red here. In the UK, they tell you what they can do instead of in America, where we just assume if it doesn't say you can't make a U-turn, or if it doesn't say you can't turn right on red, it's okay to do it. It's a complete opposite. Again, mirror image in the UK. Assume you cannot make a left on red. However, you're there at the light's red, and it's getting about time for you to go, and the yellow light will start flashing under the red light. They're starting to do that a little bit here too. That means either be ready, or if there's nothing coming, you can kind of inch your way forward. If you're pulling into a city or a town, and at the edge of the road, on the edge of the road, there is a yellow line or 2 yellow lines, that means you can't park there. All of the speed limit signs in the UK are in miles an hour. Everything else pretty much is on the metric system. On the highways, the speed limit is miles per hour. I'm going to put up some signs here for you to look at, and I tell you, it's really that simple. Some of these signs, if you just use common sense. You'll look at them and it may have different verbiage than what we have here, like diverted traffic. That means detour ahead, that sort of thing. All that said, the most difficult part of driving in the UK can be the roundabouts. So I would like to introduce my friend John. John is from Scotland and his lovely wife Mary Jo is from Ireland. They know a lot about driving over there. I've asked him to join us on this video via Zoom to explain how the roundabouts work.
Hey everybody, welcome to Eating Good in the Woods here, and this is my friend John. John is from Scotland, and John is here from his shop in Virginia called Celtic Tides. And I'll link to the bottom here the website address for him so you can go buy out their store. Anyway, he's going to address the issues that obviously come along with roundabouts, or what we call here in America traffic circles. And I'm going to post a picture here of a very simple one-lane roundabout, and John's going to explain how those work. Here we go, John. This is just a simple one-lane roundabout. We are the red car. And
okay.
Go.
Okay, you're going to come across the roundabout, and of course, since you're driving on the other side of the road in the left lane, as opposed to giving way to traffic approaching you from your left, you'll have to give way to traffic approaching you from the right. So in this case, the yellow car has already entered the roundabout, so you have to give way to him.
And therefore, they always have the right of way. If they're already in the circle, they have the right of way.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, once that yellow car has passed, and if there's nothing behind him, you're free to go. So after the yellow car has gone, you could enter the roundabout, you could turn left on the first exit, you could go straight ahead on the second exit, or you could go all the way around and turn right. And if you get really confused, you can still drive around the circle for as long as you like. That is the simplest form of roundabout that you're going to encounter. As you get into busier areas, you will find what we call in Britain a dual carriageway, where you have two lanes of traffic going in the same way.
Let me stop you there. I have a diagram for that one too. Hang on just a second.
Yep.
So that's a dual carriageway, in other words, two lanes.
Now, yeah, in this case, you have traffic in two lanes going in the same direction. The principle is exactly the same. You must give way to traffic approaching from the right. When that traffic is clear, you can go ahead. Now, in this instance, if you want to turn left, I beg your pardon, you're going to want to be in the left-hand lane of that carriageway marked A.
If you're turning to the left,
you would go into that open lane. On the diagram, it's an open lane, but you would go into that lane and you would take your left turn quite easily. It looks as though you're going to go straight ahead in one lane. So again, I would recommend being in the left-hand lane of what's open to you.
First and second exit, by this diagram, you need to be in the left-hand lane of the roundabout.
Correct.
Okay.
When you get round to the third exit, or the right turn, you're going to go all the way round. And if you're going to go all the way round, I would recommend that you be in the right lane. On busier dual carriageways, you may see some lane markings. You'll see them on overhead signs, which will direct you to the correct lane, and you will also see them painted onto the road surface.
Great. Well, fantastic. Well, John and Mary Jo, thank you so much for appearing in this video, and I'm sure all the people that are watching this will appreciate the advice you gave. Very good. All righty. Well, John, thanks again. Mary Jo, thanks for allowing John to come play with us. All right. We'll talk to you later, John. Thanks again.
All right. No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's going to cover it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Next week's episode is on attractions and ways to save money to go see them. So until then, God bless you guys. Go out there and be nice to each other. I love you. See you next week.